Hey there, economics enthusiasts! Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of market structures and how they shape the prices we see every day. Buckle up because it's going to be a wild ride through the forces of supply and demand. Imagine a bustling marketplace with countless stalls selling everything you can imagine. That's kind of what a market is in economics, a place where buyers and sellers come together to trade goods and services. But here's the thing, not all markets are created equal. The way businesses compete and set their prices depends heavily on the structure of the market they operate in. Think of it like a game with different rules depending on the number of players and their superpowers. We've got four main types of market structures to explore: perfect competition, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, and monopoly. Each one has its own unique quirks and characteristics that determine how prices are set and how much power businesses have. So, let's jump right in and explore these different market structures, shall we? First up, we've got perfect competition, the gold standard of free markets. In this ideal world, we've got tons of small businesses all selling identical products. Think of farmers' markets overflowing with stalls selling the same juicy tomatoes. Since no single seller has a large market share, they're all price takers. What does that mean? It means they have to accept the market price, which is determined by the forces of supply and demand. If one farmer tries to charge more for their tomatoes, buyers will simply go to another stall. Now, businesses in perfect competition want to maximize their profits, right? Of course, and they do this by producing the quantity of goods where their marginal cost, MC, equals their marginal revenue, MR. Marginal cost is the cost of producing one more unit, while marginal revenue is the extra revenue from selling one more unit. In the long run, competition drives prices down to the point where firms are just breaking even. This is because if there are any profits to be made, new firms will enter the market, increasing supply and pushing prices down. Conversely, if firms are making losses, some will exit, decreasing supply and pushing prices back up. Next, we've got monopolistic competition, where things get a bit more interesting. In this market structure, we still have many firms, but they're no longer selling identical products. Instead, they differentiate themselves through branding, marketing, and slight variations in their offerings. Think about the market for coffee shops. You've got your local cafes, big chains like Starbucks, and everything in between. They all sell coffee, but they each try to create a unique experience for their customers. This product differentiation gives firms in monopolistic competition some degree of pricing power. They can charge a bit more for their products if consumers perceive them as higher quality or more desirable. However, since there's still competition, their demand curves slope downwards. This means that if they raise their prices too high, they'll sell fewer units. Just like in perfect competition, firms in monopolistic competition strive to maximize profits by producing where MC equal, sign Mr. However, because their demand curves are downward sloping, they don't produce at the lowest possible cost per unit in the long run. Section 4, Oligopoly, playing the game of strategy. Hold on tight because things are about to get really strategic as we enter the world of oligopolies. In this market structure, we have a small number of large firms that dominate the market. Think about the auto industry, the airline industry, or the smartphone market. In an oligopoly, firms are interdependent, meaning their actions directly affect one another. If one company decides to lower its prices, the others will likely follow suit to avoid losing market share. This can lead to fierce price wars that benefit consumers in the short term, but can hurt the firm's profits in the long run. Because of this interdependence, firms in oligopolies often engage in strategic behavior. They try to anticipate each other's moves and make decisions that will give them a competitive edge. This is where game theory comes into play, a branch of economics that studies strategic decision-making. One common phenomenon in oligopolies is price rigidity. Firms are reluctant to change their prices for fear of triggering a price war or retaliation from their competitors. This can lead to prices remaining stable for long periods, even if costs or demand fluctuate. Section 5, Monopoly, the king of the hill. Finally, we arrive at the last and perhaps most extreme market structure, monopoly. In a monopoly, a single firm controls the entire market for a particular good or service. Think about essential utilities like electricity or water in some areas. Monopolies are price makers, meaning they have significant control over the prices they charge. They face little to no competition, so they can set prices higher and produce less output than firms in more competitive markets. Just like other firms, monopolies aim to maximize profits by producing where marginal cost equals marginal revenue. However, because they face the entire market demand curve, their marginal revenue curve is steeper than their demand curve. This means they can charge a higher price and still sell a significant quantity of their product. Monopolies can arise for various reasons, including economies of scale, control over essential resources, or government regulations that create barriers to entry. While monopolies can be beneficial in some cases, like natural monopolies, they can also lead to higher prices, reduced consumer choice, and reduced innovation. Section 6. Comparing market structures, a bird's eye view. Now that we've explored each market structure in detail, let's compare them side by side to see how they stack up. In perfect competition, we have many firms with identical products and no pricing power, facing no barriers to entry and earning zero long-run profits. In monopolistic competition, there are many firms with differentiated products, some pricing power, low entry barriers, and zero or low long-run profits. Oligopolies consist of a few firms with similar or differentiated products, significant pricing power, high entry barriers, and positive long-run profits. Finally, in a monopoly, there's just one firm with a unique product, absolute pricing power, very high entry barriers, and positive long-run profits. Section 7. Conclusion: Navigating the market maze. So there you have it, a whirlwind tour of market structures and their impact on pricing strategies. We've seen how the level of competition and market power can dramatically influence the prices we pay as consumers and the profits businesses can earn. From the perfectly competitive world of price takers, to the strategic battles of oligopolies, and the absolute power of monopolies, understanding market structures is crucial for navigating the complexities of the business world. By analyzing the characteristics of different markets, we can better understand the forces that shape prices, output, and innovation, ultimately leading to more informed decisions for both businesses and consumers alike. So, next time you're shopping for groceries, browsing online, or considering a career change, remember the invisible hand of market structure is always at play, shaping the economic landscape around us.